On a day-to-day basis, apart from my baby girl, the only adults I speak to are baristas. If I'm cool with you and we hang out, then I will bring you in and you will be my person. You'll be someone that I'll enjoy spending time with, and we'll chit chat and blah, blah, blah. Hey guys and girls and non-binary squirrels, welcome to another episode of me, really, Lyndon. I hope you're well, hope you're having a good day. What should we talk about today? Oh, I fucking did some stand-up. I have done stand-up for 2.5, 3 years, maybe longer. Maybe, I don't fucking know, 3.5 years maybe. And I did my first set of stand-up. And do you know what? Overall, it went all right. I'll tell you what happened. So there's a guy, well, there's 3 guys in my town of Reading that run, like, there's 2 nights. There's one night a month that they run at a place called the Purple Turtle, and there's a place once a week that they run at a place called the Outlook. And they also run a night once a month in Oxford, at least I think it's once a month. And they're all stand-up comedians. And they've been doing it quite a while. Like, one of the guys I know has been doing it a good few years now. And so they run their own nights. And the one that I went to is it's open mic, it's new material. And I've been going for a while now and just supporting them. And they don't get a large crowd, but it's fun enough anyway. And I know 2 of the guys that run it, and I sort of know the 3rd guy through them. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to get back into this. Not because I want to be a stand-up comedian, but just because, one, it's outside of my comfort zone. It's good to do something that you find difficult and isn't easy. And I'm trying to encourage myself to be more social, because I think after lockdown, I got into the habit of just being an antisocial prick and resting bitch face, resting on my laurels a little bit, and just not being good. Like, I go to other things, like I'm saucy, I'm a kinkster, and I go to like social events for kinksters locally, and there's a few, they call them munches, right? So a social event for kinky folks is called a munch, and you get together, you have some beers or a drink or whatever, you sit around, you chat to people, maybe introduce yourself to people you don't know. And there's a few of these dotted around every month. And there's one, I'm actually going to it tonight again, but there's one that I'm going to tonight that isn't really that busy. There's another one at a venue in the centre of town that's quite busy. Like, you can have 50 up to maybe 80 people going. So it can be a busy old affair. And I find when I go to these things, and I'm not really going to hook up, and it's not really a place to go to hook up. I'm not really going there to find a partner, but I'm just going there to be social and chat with people who have similar interests to me. So anyway, I thought someone was coming through my front door then. It was the next door neighbour. So anyway, but really why I go is I go because, you know, being social, and it's good to be social. And I don't have a lot of friends, right? And don't worries me, it's fine. Like, I just don't need the validation of other people so much. So I don't really surround myself with people. It can be lonely sometimes, but I quite like my own company. And, you know, if I'm cool with you and we hang out, then I will bring you in and you will be my person. You'll be someone that I'll enjoy spending time with, and we'll chit chat and blah, blah, blah. But I don't suffer fools gladly, and I've got quite a high bar of what I expect from a person. That sounds mental, right? That sounds like I'm being fucking can't think of the word. It sounds like I'm a fucking lunatic. Anyway, but it's not. It's just honesty, being able to communicate, not slagging off other people, being more of a positive person. And yeah, just don't be a bigot. Don't be an arsehat. Don't be misogynistic or fucking homophobic, racist, or any of that shit, which I think is a fucking given, right? I think that should be a given in society, that you don't be a fucking arsehat to people. And I'm not a fucking liberal, not liberal. I'm not a woke, super woke guy who's like, oh, you can't fucking do this, that, and the other. That's not what I mean. I just mean, just don't be a fucking dick. And I don't think that's too much to ask, but I don't surround myself with people. And because of that, my social life, I work hard with my social life. So I'll go to stand-up comedy, I'll go to this philosophy chat group, which sounds a lot more fucking highbrow than it is. It's just a few guys getting round and talking about philosophical ideas and having a bit of a fucking debate. And also go to these munches. But what I find is they're really cliquey as well. And the munch, I'll talk about the kink community in Reading at some point, but it's fucking weird. And most people that go are weirdos. And I don't just mean like kinky wise, but they're just fucking socially weird. And like just everything about them is fucking odd. So I stand out like a sore thumb. And so they're quite cliquey. And I'll go there sometimes with my baby girl, or I'll go on my own. Like I'm going on my own tonight. I'll go on my own and I might say hello to a couple of people that I've met before, but I might just fucking sit there and do a bit of people watching, which is weird. It's weird going to a fucking social event and not really saying hello to people. But it's like no one's fucking coming and saying hello to me, and they're all saying hello to the people that they already know. I don't know, like I've set myself targets before. I sound like a complete fucking lunatic, and to be honest, I don't give a shit. I've set myself targets before, like, right, I'm going to say hello to 5 people that I don't fucking know. Because if I don't, I'm just going to sit there like a fucking numpty. But it's like, if you don't put yourself out there, you don't meet people. And then you do meet people and they're flaky as fuck. It's like, me and baby girl were chatting to a girl who we've seen on the scene for a while, okay? And we're chatting to her. She seems nice enough. She doesn't seem like the normal lunatic that you see at these events. Oh yeah, oh, we should go for a coffee sometime. This is her and baby girl. So they exchange numbers. Oh yeah, baby girl's like chatting to her. Oh yeah, we should go for coffee, blah, blah, blah. Then she don't read her message, or she leaves her on read. And it's like fucking 5 days later, she messages her back. Oh, sorry about that. I hope you don't think I'm one of these people. Well, you are clearly one of these fucking people. So she messaged, yeah, just let me know when you're available for that coffee. And she was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then something else is said, and then she leaves her on read again. It's like, what sort of fucking inept human being are you? And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of fucking weird people in the world. And then you go to a kink munch, and of course, you're going to find the weirdest of weird people, and then socially weird as well. I don't mind the spicy weird bit. That's fine. As long as it's consensual between adults, it is what it is. I'm not judging anyone for what they do in their bedrooms or in a fucking bush. But... So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I go to these events and I have to try and push myself outside of my comfort zone, which is why I've started doing stand-up again, because it's like I need to get out of this habit of thinking, oh, I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot going up and saying hello to these people, because I've never been like that until lockdown. And then when lockdown happened, I wasn't talking to fucking anybody. Obviously, none of us were. We weren't going out and socialising. We weren't doing that whole thing. So I just got into the habit of not having to fucking speak to people. Even Starbucks was shut, and that fucking pissed me off, because I love a Starbucks. But on a day-to-day basis, apart from my baby girl, the only adults I speak to are baristas. And I say the same thing to them every day. I say, can I have a large latte and a fucking pain au chocolat? And that's it. Some days I go through my whole day and I don't speak to a fucking human. Or I do, I speak to my children, but talking to children and talking to adults, very different fucking things. So anyway, so I thought I'm going to do some stand-up again, because you know what? When you do stand-up, you'll know this, whether you've seen stand-up or done stand-up or not, you know very little about it. You'll know what stand-up is. You write material, you stand up on stage and you say material hoping that people will laugh. Now, it's nervous, you get nervous, and it's fucking scary, and you don't want to fuck up, you don't want people to not laugh, you don't want people to boo, you don't want silence. And so there's a weight to it, and there's a weight of fucking hell, this could go really badly, but you're pushing yourself outside of the comfort zone. So I figured in the past when I've done it, one, I love stand-up comedy, I like making people laugh. I thought, I'll enjoy this. This will be something fun to do. So I did it. And then I also thought, do you know what? if you can stand up on stage and attempt to make people laugh and not care that you look like a fucking idiot, because sometimes you do look like a fucking idiot. Like I've got this, no, I'm not even going to say any of the jokes that I've done because they're just fucking gross. But anyway, so I'm doing it again to get me out of the habit of giving a shit and caring how people see me and what they fucking think. So I go to the venue. They knew that I was getting up. I'd said to them, I'm going to write some stuff. So I wrote, over the course of a couple of weeks, I wrote down a couple of premi. I wrote down some ideas and sort of thrashed them out a little bit, and then wrote a little set, like a 5-minute set. And I'm quite good at writing material. Whether it's funny or not is a fucking different matter, but I'm quite good at writing like material that flows, like from one joke to the next and the premise to the premise. And it's almost like a set. Like I write a set. I don't just do random jokes and try and fit them in without segues. I literally write on a subject. So like this last time, it was about being polyamorous, looking for a third, my relationship with my partner, kink, people flashing each other, and perversions and that sort of stuff, and misogyny and stuff like that. So there was a structure to it, and how I sort of practice, because it's really hard. I don't know how much you know about stand-up comedy, but it's a really hard thing to do, because it's not like learning the guitar, right? Or learning to sing. And you can sit in your room and you can strum a guitar and you're like, I'm getting that chord. And then you do the other chord and then you're like, okay, I can sort of do this. And then over a space of 6 months, you can practice and practice and practice till you're relatively good. And then you could go and perform in front of someone at an open mic night, like a music open night, mic night. And if you can sing and learn to sing, you can do that. And you practice on your own in your room, in your living room, in your bedroom, whatever. And then when you feel that you're good enough, then you can go and do it on stage in front of people. Stand-up comedy is not like that. The only way you can really practice it is in front of a live audience, because you can say the joke. You could do, why did the chicken cross the road, to get to the other side. But although that's the setup and the punchline, and obviously it's shy, although that is the structure of the joke, you only know how that joke works based on the interaction with the audience. Are you getting a laugh? Is the timing on or off? What's your inflection like? What's the tone like? How are you holding yourself? How are you standing? How are you looking at the audience? Are you looking down? Are you looking up? Are you being confident? Are you being coy? How are you delivering it? And so you can only do that in front of people for the very first time. So like me, I did this set. And this is why it's a really hard thing to do, because you don't know how you're going to be received. So I did the set, but I had notes with me, and it's fine to do that at this event because it's a new material night. So you're sort of testing out material. And I got some relatively big laughs. Some it was silence, and that's fucking not nice, but it is what it is. And I got through it, and it was fine, and the rest of the evening was good. But I now have to go back. I could go tonight, but I'm going to this kink munch, and so I'm going to go back next week, and I'll do the same material. But what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to do the same material, but I'm going to do it from a different tact. So how I did it this time was I did it as if I was ashamed of what I was saying and I wasn't really confident. Whereas I need to push up my confidence level and deliver the same material, but from a deadpan, this is just how I feel, take it or leave it. Because I was like looking down a lot and not really wanting to engage with the audience intentionally. So I want to see the difference in how that feels. Anyway, this is very fucking inside baseball. Although, fucking hell, I'm not a comic, I'm not a comedian, I'm just a guy that has done a bit of stand-up. I wouldn't call myself a comedian. But it's going to be fun. And so tonight also, because I'm going to this munch, my aim is to talk to a few people and not give a shit. Although it's easier said than done. Don't give a shit, make yourself vulnerable, make yourself, give yourself the opportunity to look like a fucking idiot in front of people. But I want to get better at that stuff. And I don't know if it's going to change. I don't know if I'm still going to have the resting bitch face that I've fucking... It's not even resting, it's walking bitch face. I don't know. Anyway, so I am going to do stand-up again, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But anyway, that's just a very brief episode. They're all brief episodes. It's just me fucking chatting. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon.